All right, so 17, 18, and 21. These are three of the slightly more complicated questions that I want to go over here. Now, again, you can only combine things together when combine the exponents together when they share the same base. So now for number 17, you see the x's, you see the y's. So I'm going to do the x first, and then we do the y's later. Now, I didn't go over this earlier. So when you're dividing, what do you do with the exponents? You're subtracting, okay? So that means we have x to the 2/3 minus 1/2 power, and y to the 3/4 minus 7/8 power. Okay? That's gonna be interesting. All right, so we are going to do the common denominator thing. So 2/3 minus 1/2, it's equal to 4/6 minus 3/6. So you would get 1/6 as the final exponents for x. All right, and then 3/4 minus 7/8. That means you have 6/8 minus 7/8, which gets you negative 1/8. Does anyone still remember what you do with the negative exponent? Anybody? Yes. Not the base, but you hit the right word. It's the reciprocal. The whole thing is being reciprocated. So now, and this is where you got to show your work and pay attention to the writing. So we say y to the negative 1/8, or we say that the y to the 1/8 is now being part of the denominator. So that's the power of that's what happens when you have a negative exponent. And let me just go ahead and make one thing very clear. The negative exponent does not make the number negative. I repeat, the negative exponent does not make the number negative. A negative exponent simply means reciprocal. That's all. Okay? That's all. And I would make some additional Schoology exercises tomorrow, not today, because today I want you to focus on the quiz. So I don't want to jam you with this tonight. Okay, so let's do the subtractions, okay, because they're dividing, and negative simply means that you're doing reciprocal. So whatever in the numerator becomes the denominator and vice versa. So now let's go ahead and take a look at this. Ooh, do you hate this? Feel free to say yes. I do too, okay? So we got to do things one step at a time, okay? So before we handle the things on the outside, let's go ahead and handle the things in the inside. So could you write down the exponents for these two x's? All right, so use your very disciplined mind. You look at the number at the power, look at the number at the root, and say, what would you put down as a fraction for the exponent? For the first x, it will be 2/3. The next one will be 4/6. Now, you do not waste any opportunity when you see a chance to simplify. You see something like this, you're like, ooh, let's go ahead and do this. Okay? Now, there are a couple of approaches you can go from here. You may go ahead and add them together. They have the same denominator already, right? So, so that becomes x to the 4/3 power, right? That's nice. Yeah, I think that's an easy way to go. And then, what happens to these two exponents? They can multiply, right? So that means they will have, so the 3 will get canceled out. So you have x to the negative 4 power. And we don't like to have a negative sign in the exponent. So let's go ahead and fix this. X to the negative 4 power means 1 over x to the 4 power. No more negative, because negative means 1 over. Okay. If you put the negative there again, that would be really strange, because we are like, wait, hold on. On the left is x to the negative 4, x to the negative 4 power. How come this is another negative power again? Okay. So what I want to point out here is that the disappearance of the negative sign in the exponent position means 1 over. Okay. The reason why you do not write the negative anymore, because you have already executed the action. Yes. When you add, well, see how you can add these two exponents together? Because they are both x's. Okay. 2/3 power, they add together. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at number 21 to wrap today's up. Yes.
The last one, how did you get 4/3 to 4/3 times -3 to negative?
4/3 times -3. See the 3 right here?
Yeah.
They cancel out.
Okay.
Numerator, denominator. So it's like 3 divided by 3. So that's why they cancel out. Okay. Now, I'm glad that you bring this up, because this is one thing that based on my observations, many students are not very sensitive to the opportunity to cancel things out. And I blame this to your Algebra 1 teacher, because it's not a single case, not an isolated incident. It's very widespread. So they're dividing, right? So you will subtract, and the exponent in the denominator, the exponent in the denominator is a negative. So that means you are subtracting a negative, which makes it a positive, which is nice. Okay. So you have 5/10 plus 3/10, which makes it 8/10, and you simplify it, so you get 2 to the 4/5 power. And then we will leave it in the radical form because of the instruction right here. We will leave it in the radical form. So that means we will make it to 5th root of 2, and then raise it to the 4th power, like this. Okay. Now, let me also show you one alternative look, and that is, with this negative, you may say, "Ugh, I hate negative exponents," which is fine. You immediately send the denominator back to the numerator. So you take care of the negative exponent first. That's fine too. Okay. So what you can see here is that there are more than one ways to do the same math, and it would also they will all end up at the same place at the end. So now before you go, make sure you practice the quiz stuff tonight. All right.